Shalom, shalom. You're on legendary Ross Corey. Um, I want to see if I'm on this page right fast before we get started. All right, here we go. I want to see who's all in here right fast. What am I on? Let's see. What am I on? What am I on? What am I on? On this platform right here, it's on live on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to Legendary Ross Corey on YouTube and go to Imperial Emperor Ross Corey or Ross Corey here on Facebook, Instagram, Legendary Ross Corey. Let me see who's all in here tonight. This morning, this is an early morning service for y'all. Uh, you know, let's see. A lot of y'all, you should be everybody should have to work. So this is about Christianity. This is Rastafari teachings. This is Haile Selassie teachings. We don't want no devil's philosophy. We want King's teaching. If you can drink liquor, you can drink bitter. This is a colon cleanse. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Legendary Light Works. Get your remedies, natural supplements, sea moss, herbal supplies, and edible mushrooms. Okay, I know a lot of y'all Christians or Christ followers, or what you want to call it. But this is called Christianity or Paulianity. Did I know your preacher reads y'all the Luke, Paul, John, the new chapter, what you call the gospel. Um, but did Paul change the teachings of who y'all call Jesus? Okay. Did Paul change the teachings of who y'all call Jesus? Greetings, family. Bless, love, and respect. Today, we're going to discuss a question that has been debated for centuries. Did the teachings of Paul replace the teachings of who y'all call Jesus, but I'm going to call him Yeshua? Yeshua, known to Mary or to many as Jesus. Some people believe modern Christianity follow Christ. Others argue that much of what is taught in churches today comes from more from the writings of Paul, than the direct words of Yeshua himself. And from a Rastafari perspective, this question deserves carefully examination. Um, it's about encouraging you to study, to see yourself approved, critical thinkings, and returning to the source. As the scripture says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. So let's reason together right fast. All right. I want to teach y'all something about who they call Jesus Christ, who they call Jesus. But let's talk about this. Who was Yeshua? Before discussing Paul, we must understand that Yeshua, Yeshua was born a Jew. He lived as a Jew. He taught from the Torah and the prophets. He observed the traditions of Israel or Israel or Jacob. When people asked him about the commandments, he did not reject them. Instead, he said, if you love me, keep my commandments. And Matthew chapter 5, he declared, think not that I am coming to destroy the law or the prophets. You understand? You understand? These words are central because they show Yeshua respect for the divine law and the righteous living. His ministry focused on compassion, justice, mercy, healing, and love. He fed the hungry, he healed the sick, he defended the poor, he challenged most corrupt religious leaders. He taught that the true spirituality must be demonstrated through actions. So, who was Paul? Who was Paul? Paul, originally known as Saul of Taurus, he was not one of the 12 disciples, according to the scriptures. He experienced a vision after the death of Yeshua and became one of the most influential figures in early Christianity. Paul traveled throughout Rome, with the Roman Empire, establishing congregations and writing letters. So many books of the New Testaments are attributed to him because of the influences. Some scholars estimate that Christianity hear more from Paul in church services than they do from the direct teachings of Yeshua. This raises an important question. Did Paul simply explain Yeshua's message, or did he just reshape Christianity? One of the biggest debates concerned this law. Yeshua said, "Until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot titles shall pass from the law." And Paul wrote, "Christ is the end of the law." At first glance, these statements appear contradictory. Many Rastafari reasons that Yeshua upheld the divine law, while Paul shifted and emphasizes toward faith. See what I'm saying? The Christians, theologians respond by saying Paul was referring to the salvation and not abolishing moral righteousness. So the debate continues today, and the question becomes, can faith exist without righteousness work? And can work exist without faith? Perhaps both are necessary. So salvation, action, or belief. Because when Yeshua described the judgment in Matthew 25, he spoke about feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, and helping those in need. You understand? His examples focused on actions. Paul emphasized justification through faith. This has led some people to conclude that the salvation becomes more about belief than conduct. Many Rastafari teach that faith without action is incomplete. The true knowledge is the true fruits. If spirituality produces no compassion, no justice, no transformation, what value does it have? The true faith should always manifest through righteous living, you know, because women in the early movement, another controversial topic concerns women. Gossip always shows Yeshua treating women with dignity and respect. Women traveled with him. Women supported his ministry. Women were among the first witnesses of the resurrection and the narrative. Certain Pauline passages instruct women to remain silent in church and or submit to male authorities. Because some Christians enter, like some Christians just they don't understand this. Because some Christians say these statements are specific instructions for the certain communities. That's why you don't have many women preaching, because Christianity put the woman at the bottom. See what I'm saying? But the real Christ followers and Rastafari faith people put the women with one, left and right, balance. See, the Trinity. And and other Christian views themselves as universal teachings. Got many Rastafari and modern readers question whether this passage reflect the liberating example demonstrating by Yeshua. See what I'm saying? And the slavery and the empire. So the Roman Empire relied heavily upon slavery. Yeshua never endorsed slavery. His teachings consisted of uplifting the oppressed. Paul instructed slaves to obey their masters. Supporters argued he was addressing the people within existing systems rather than endorsing it. So critics always argued that he missed the opportunity to condemn the institutions directly. See what I'm saying? So this remains one of the most discussed ethical issue in the New Testament of scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible tells you to forgive your slave master. You know what I mean? Because the New Testament is really Paul was what, like I told you, if you look at the image, was the biggest sinner. See what I'm saying? And does this really matter today? That's why the churches are empty. You get what I'm saying? Why this matters today is because the conversation is bigger than Paul. It's really about authority. Who should define the spirituality and institutions and traditions, religious leaders, or should every individual seek truth through study, prayer, wisdom, and discernment? Or should Rastafari encourage the personal investigation? See what I'm saying? Not blinded belief, not fear, not dependency, but conscious awareness. This call right here is just to seek the truth, whoever reads or whoever leads this. You know what I'm saying? So the conclusion is whether you agree or disagree with the image of the message, it challenges us to ask important questions. Are y'all following the traditions without explanation? Have we studied the teachings of Yeshua or Paul for yourself? Do you believe the product, justice, compassion, and righteousness? At the end of the day, every seeker must decide what path to follow. Study deeply, question honestly, seek wisdom continually, and let truth stand on its own foundation. You understand? Bless love, family. This is a reasoning inspired you to leave your thoughts and comments and subscribe to the channel, Legendary Ross Corey on YouTube. This is on Facebook, I think, right now, live. But share the video with someone seeking deeper understanding. Until next time, walk in wisdom, walk in truth, and keep the light shining. One love, job.